Hello, everyone. Welcome to Podcast Daily English, the place where learning English becomes easier and more fun. Today, we have a special episode designed especially for those of you who are just starting out with English and want to make real progress in a practical and relaxed way. Just imagine, what if, instead of only studying isolated words or complicated rules, you could learn with a captivating story? Stories draw us in, stir our emotions, and before we know it, we're fully immersed in the language. In this episode, we're going to explore a beginner-friendly story, perfect for those at the start of their journey who want to begin thinking and understanding English naturally. Ready to dive into learning in a different way? Then, let's get started. Today, you'll see that learning English with stories can be a light and powerful way to master the language. Let's go on this journey together.
The Tortoise and the Hare. Once upon a time, in a beautiful forest, there lived many animals. Among them was a hare. This hare was very proud and confident because he could run very fast. Every day, he ran through the forest, showing off his speed to all the other animals. "Look at me," he would say. "I am the fastest animal in the forest. No one can beat me." One day, while the hare was bragging about his speed, a tortoise was slowly walking nearby. The tortoise was calm, quiet, and never in a hurry. He moved at his own slow pace and was happy with it. Hearing the hare's words, the tortoise looked at him and said in a soft voice, "Maybe you are fast, but being fast doesn't mean you will always win." The hare laughed loudly. "Are you serious, tortoise? You think you can beat me in a race? Look how slow you are. You're just a tortoise." The tortoise replied calmly, "Yes, I am slow. But if we race, I believe I have a chance to win. Would you like to race with me?" The hare laughed even harder and agreed, thinking it would be the easiest race of his life. "All right," the hare said. "I'll race you, tortoise. But don't cry when I leave you far behind." The other animals in the forest heard about the race and gathered around to watch. The fox was chosen as the judge. He explained the rules. "You will start here by the big tree, and the finish line is near the river. The first one to cross the finish line wins." The hare looked at the tortoise and said, "Get ready to lose, slowpoke." The tortoise just smiled and nodded. He was calm and focused. The race began. As soon as the fox said go, the hare shot off like an arrow, running quickly and disappearing down the path. The tortoise, however, moved slowly and steadily. He kept his eyes forward and took one step at a time. The hare looked back after a few minutes and saw the tortoise far, far behind. He laughed to himself. "This race is too easy. The tortoise is so slow. I have plenty of time." He saw a nice shady spot under a tree and thought, "I'll take a short nap. I'll still win." The hare lay down under the tree, closed his eyes, and quickly fell asleep. Meanwhile, the tortoise kept moving forward, step by step, slowly but steadily. He didn't stop to rest or look back. The other animals cheered for him as he passed by, saying, "Go, tortoise, go. You can do it." After a while, the tortoise got closer to the tree where the hare was sleeping. He quietly walked past the hare, who was still fast asleep, snoring loudly. The tortoise kept moving towards the finish line, one slow step after another. Eventually, the hare woke up and stretched. He looked around and laughed. Time to finish this race. He was sure the tortoise was still far behind. But when he looked down the path, he saw the tortoise getting close to the finish line. The hare gasped in surprise and ran as fast as he could, his heart racing. The hare ran and ran, but it was too late. The tortoise crossed the finish line just a few moments before him. All the animals cheered loudly. The tortoise won. The tortoise won. The hare couldn't believe it. He was disappointed and embarrassed. The tortoise looked at him with a gentle smile and said, "Slow and steady wins the race." The hare learned an important lesson that day. Sometimes patience, focus, and determination are more important than speed and overconfidence. From that day on, the hare never bragged about his speed again, and he treated all the animals with more respect. And as for the tortoise, He continued his slow and steady ways, always moving forward one step at a time.
And that wraps up today's episode. We hope you enjoyed this classic story in English. Simple stories like this help you practice vocabulary and comprehension in a fun and accessible way. Remember, listening and repeating is a great way to learn new words and improve your fluency. Keep practicing, and soon you'll feel more and more comfortable with English. Thank you for joining us here on Podcast Daily English. Don't forget to come back for more stories and conversations to help you on your path to fluency. See you in the next episode.